Welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, February 27th, 2022, and we're in the stress management section of our call today. And we have people who are going to talk about stress and how it has affected them. I wanted to just briefly talk about, on my Amazon Echo device, I have a program called Daily Affirmations. And it has changed the way I meet every day. Every day it has this really pretty music. It goes, "Are you ready for your daily affirmation?" And I say yes. And they're just wonderful. Like one day it was, and you repeat it. It says it, and then you say it with it, and then you can write it down or write more about it. My favorite one so far has been, "Today I will choose joy. No matter what happens, I will choose joy." and the thing is, all of a sudden, it's a paradigm shift. We still have all the same crap coming at us, but we're choosing how we face it. And it's been wonderful because I have been going through some very intense challenges the past couple of weeks, but I'm choosing joy every step I take. Every battle I fight, every thought I think, I'm choosing joy. And I just find it really helpful. I just want to encourage people, you know, there's lots of apps or different ways to, or make up your own daily affirmations. I think Richard has a program with daily affirmations in them. And they just, you know, if you, it sets your mind up for success in whatever the challenges are that you're facing for that day and that moment. And I just want to encourage people about that. I choose thankfulness. I make a thankful list when I can't think of anything to be thankful for. You know, and I can actually say there are days when I'm thankful for Morgellons, because it brought me to all of you. It opened my life to help people in ways I could never imagine. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for Richard. I'm so grateful for your book, Richard. You know, I'm so grateful that I can be grateful. Who would have thought it, right?
Who would have thought it, right? You know, it's like taking lemons and making them into lemonade, and that's a choice each and every one of us have. And affirmations are phenomenally powerful. I had no idea. A little bit of history on me is I operated a stress management facility for nearly 20 years. And I'm the kind of guy who was going to hypnosis conferences and AHP conferences, American Humanistic Psychology, and mental holistic stuff and things like that. And affirmations have become a part of me. And I had no idea that I was using a tool to help deal with skin parasites. And I would go jogging around the track, and I've had a litany of affirmations. I would just repeat over and over. Some people may call them prayers. Whatever. It's an affirmation. It's an energy. It's you just repeat it. I am well. I am healthy. The important thing is to look at it not as a lie, like a person who is in third stage cancer says, I am healthy. Well, that's a damn lie because I'm in third stage cancer. No, that's not a lie. It's owning it. It's choosing it. Like Robin says, she chooses joy. She chooses to own that. Nobody on this planet or out of this planet can tell you what words you cannot own. They're in the dictionary. They're free. I choose joy. I choose it. And your creative mind goes to work to make it happen for you. That's how affirmations work. They are incredibly powerful if you use them. I had no idea that it was instrumental. I can't say it was instrumental. Boy, I know it was part of me, and I'm here. And Robin said she's thankful for Morgellons. I guess I have to acknowledge I'm thankful for Springdale.
I haven't reached that point yet.
Who would ever think they'd be thankful for springtails? It's guided me to a different purpose in my life. And my purpose is now to be here every Sunday to support you and have this program grow and support other people who are likewise suffering, as we all did. I suffered. I had nowhere to go. I went to the internet. I went to the doctors, and this is about the stress, this program. And we're going to have a few people share the stresses they went through. I went through a bunch of doctors. I did look out and find one who didn't call, only one said I might be delusional, but he didn't flat out tell me that. Maybe if I was a woman in a dress and, he might have said you're nuts or crazy. I don't know. But anyway, the point is that managing stress can be an important part. Now, like for instance, we've often in many of these segments talked about cortisol. Okay, so we talk about our mentality and our mind affecting stress, but how does that translate inside our circulatory system, inside the cells that are not capable of thinking? Our brain can think, but what's going on inside? Well, one of the hormones that gets created in the stress response oftentimes is cortisol. And cortisol is a very wonderful, fantastic hormone if it is created when you need it and want it. And that is, hey, when pit bulls are chasing you down the street. That's when you need it, all right? You don't need it to deal with Morgellons or springtails. No, you don't need it because you can't fight them. You can't run away from them. You're breeding them unless you're have this diet kicked in. So cortisol is part of the stress response. And a lot of sugar gets dumped into your bloodstream. That's what cortisol does. It breaks down and dumps into sugar. Sugar is what gives you energy, what allows your muscles to work, to run, to fight, all right? But sugar's not on the diet. It's not on the diet. So when you're stressed out, it's highly likely, I'd say 99% probable, that when you're stressed out, you're feeling more itching, more biting, more activity. Because, again, as we talked about in the very first segment, scratching causes the mast cells in your digestive system to enlarge and allow leaky gut syndrome. Well, the cortisol feeds the organisms and increases activity that way. So we want to not, anybody that says that stress has got nothing to do with this, believe me, they know nothing about what they're talking about. Nothing. And you can quote me. They're ignorant. All right? Bottom line is it does. So this segment we do every Sunday. We look at different techniques that are available for us to manage stress or to alleviate stress. This one, Robin we have affirmations. So there is an affirmation program I have. I'm not sure if it's one of the free ones. I believe it is. I think it's a free tape. Depression. Many people say, well, one of the medications on chapter 11 that reduces dopamine uptake in the brain that helps the diet kick in is Abilify. But there's also a free YouTube video of my Up From Depression program. And you know why I know it works? I was depressed. That's how I know it works. And when the funny thing is, I created that Up From Depression program about maybe 30 years ago, before I even knew about springtails and how bad things could get. And then when I was in the midst of, about maybe 12 years ago, of Lyme disease basically crippling me and having me look gloom and doom, like, okay, my life is over, and I attempted to employ that depression program, it didn't work. And I learned a lot from it. So I can say I'm also happy for having Lyme disease, because I got out of it, I know how to get out of it, and I know the depth of depression. I know the depth of it all. So it's free. There's also a free program for you to program your body to go to sleep at night. So these programs are all free. There's a program that tells you about the diet. There are 2 of them that introduce you to the diet. Use them all. There's a program that has an orientation about how the program works. So from all angles, I guess we produce just too much information, but you get your choice. When I go to our YouTube channel and I look at all of the videos that we've uploaded, I'm amazed. You know, gosh, some of them got 230 views, some of them got 60, some of them got 400. One's got like I don't know, 4,500 views. The Inner World of Tranquility. That's also a program that's available free to help manage stress. So all of this is there. We're here to help you manage stress. So let's open the lines, and we have a few people. I want to hear how stress has affected you, because we don't have doctors to talk to like cancer patients do. They have oncologists. They got maybe 1,000 facilities in the country to go to for treatment. Different specialties. You'll go to this treatment for this cancer, and this hospital for this kind of cancer. You know, it's sophisticated. But we have nobody to go to, and anybody we go to generally says, well, you're suffering from delusions. I saw somebody like you last week. You know, goodbye. You know, or you go to the emergency ward and they usher you out. They don't want you around. They usher you out. You know, so that's stressful. So open up a line. Let's talk to somebody.
I'm glad to hear you mention cortisol, because that was part of what I wanted to talk about. Was that when I was first trying, before I found your group, and when I was trying to find anything on the internet, it said that mites thrived on hormones, but they didn't say what hormones, so it was confusing. I just didn't know how that, affected the problems that I was having, because I need to stop the panic attacks that I was having, because I kept picking at everything, I'd be up all night picking at things, and it was not helpful. But I am so glad to learn that it's the cortisol that, causes the panic attacks, and that's what I need to work on, because just saying hormones wasn't helpful at all, because I come from an abusive family, and I suffer with CPTSD, and this affirmations programs, there's a new program, emails from a group called TAPS that's been helpful, where they send daily emails, and it's a group for military deaths and grief support, and it's been helpful for me. And so any daily affirmation program that would make sense for whatever problems people have, I would encourage it. It does help.
You say you have panic attacks. Can you describe to me what brings on a panic attack, where you might be, and tell me how it happens?
Oh boy, where would I start? Like I said, I come from an abusive family, and they tell lies about you behind your back, and tell things that aren't true about you, and make right. So you have no support system. Having with the support system is very important.
Let's focus on panic attack. Panic attack generally means when somebody's in a panic attack, their breathing is out of control, They're heightened activation, a lot of sweat gland activity, a lot of heart rate, very high heart rate, upper breathing. They're in panic. I mean, it's like they feel almost like they're having a heart attack.
Yes.
Does this describe you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Well, all right. We don't want to get into a lengthy discussion here. In fact, I went through this with somebody, I don't know, maybe a month ago, but I do have a website called panicbusters.com, www.panicbusters.com. It's one of the expertise that I've developed over the year. You might look into that. There's no reason why anybody should suffer from panic and anxiety. It's a disease of ignorance, and so you might want to look into that.
I'm not ignorant of the fact that my family creates problems for me that, there's no
PSTD. So that's another type of therapy you want to look into. Like, for instance, if someone like me were working with you for PSTD, we'd be talking. What happens when you're dealing with PSTD in family situations? While you were a youngster in the family, you could not express yourself freely without being put down or maybe even physically abused. So you kept your mouth shut. You were as quiet as a mouse, and you tried just to get through. You couldn't have family. You couldn't have friends over because PSD families, they often are very explosive and can have arguments at the drop of a hat. So you wouldn't want to have any friends over to witness that, and you were very isolated. So after you grow up from a PSD family and you become an adult, all those feelings that have been held within you for all those years come to the surface and are very explosive to people in your life who you may even love and don't deserve that explosiveness. So it's a matter of working through with a therapist to get that anger out where it belongs, and that is with the parents that, people say, well, you should love your father, shouldn't you? Well, the answer is you can love your father, but you can also hate his behavior. You can hate your mother's behavior. So you can love them but hate their behavior. Like, we can love Putin, but we can hate his behavior and let him know we hate him. So, okay.
My problem was that I didn't know how to be angry because I was forced to be super polite and and not stop, and so I'm learning when it's appropriate to.
Okay, here's one more thing. Go on Amazon or go on eBay, and there's a book called The Angry Book. The Angry Book, very easy. The Angry Book by a psychiatrist. I forget his name. Isaac somebody. The Angry Book. And buy a copy of that Angry Book. It's probably only 50 cents or $1.50, but it's worth $1,000. Okay, thank you. Let's go back. Someone else who on the topic of the stress and Morgellons.
I could say I could get like a basket case over Morgellons and stuff like that, and I have to deal with that, and that was very hard when it first started happening. You know as well as I do, and Robin and Chris, I was, forget it. If I don't have coping mechanisms, I would have been lost without, the trauma of going through what I was going through. It was just outright trauma.
It is trauma, and nobody recognizes this but us. And many people have said, "Well, thank you guys for having this program, because I didn't know there were other people in the world going through the same thing I'm going through." So yes, it's good to know that you're not alone.
yes, that made me feel a lot better and a lot comforting. That, fear of like just even like going to bed and feeling whatever I'm going to feel at night or whatever, that other people are, I don't feel as bad as other people, and the support, I mean, working with Robin and stuff like that, and Chris and you yourself, the support was never left me, and that's a beautiful thing that, there's still people out there that care.
We're glad to be here for you. Thank you for sharing, Nick. Keep coming back. And Nick is, as I mentioned earlier, one of our coaches. Well, stress is with us every day, and having and dealing with Morgellons and any other skin parasite that is not recognized by the medical profession is not something that is conducive. It's unfortunate that that's the case. Anything you'd like to add, Robin?
No, I think you've covered it pretty fully.
Thank you for the Thank you for the topic. We always choose the topic at the spur of the moment. Mary, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, not really. The whole Springtails, Morgellons, it's all so traumatic, and then a lot of us have other really traumatic things going on, and it just feels good to be part of a group.
Thank you. I did want to ask you, Mary, thinking way back in when you completed the questionnaire and I gave you the evaluation, were you the person I said that had the highest score of anybody?
No, because I have so many other medical problems, and I'm so sick of filling out forms that I barely put anything on my form.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All righty. Thank Robin, thank Mary, thank Chris, and all of the coaches that we have that work with us. God bless all of us. Love you all. Keep coming back. We're here for one reason, and that is to support you in getting your lives back so that you will say, hey, because of you guys, I hung in there and I made it work. I made it work. You didn't do it for me, but I made it work because of your support, and thanks. Keep coming back. Love you all.